Hey, we're going to be in I-27, so get comfortable because we're going to talk about prepositions. Now, prepositions can be tricky because there are many translations for prepositions in different cases. For example, por in Spanish, our preposition por has 14 translations in English. So this can be a very complicated thing. You know what? My objective with this class is not to give you every use of the preposition because that's really hard, but I'm going to give you some clues that you can find useful, and maybe they can help you solve some of the problems you might be having. So let's go. Let's talk about at, on, and in when they refer to time. Let's see, we use at when we designate specific times. For example, the hours and the minutes. The train is due at 12:15. At 12:15. That's a specific time. But we use on to designate days or dates. My brother's coming on Monday, or we're having a party on the 4th of July. Right? And we use in when we're trying to use big pieces of time during a day, a month, a season, or a year. But it's big divisions of time. She likes to jog in the morning. As you can see, it's a big division of the day. It's too cold in winter to run outside. It's a division of the year. The calendar, it's a season. He started job in 1971. It's a whole year. And he's going to quit in August, which is a month. So as you can see, big pieces of time are used with in. Also with time, you can use for and since. And they create a little bit of confusion. We use for when we measure times like seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, and years. And the translation is por. He held his breath for 7 minutes, right? Por 7 minutos. Sometimes we think that for is para, and that's true. But here it means por. She lived there for 7 years. Por 7 años. The British and Irish have been quarreling for 7 centuries. Right? And we use since, which is desde, when we start in a specific date or time. It's to start counting in that specific date or time, which is desde, right? He's worked here since 1970. Desde 1970. She's been sitting in the waiting room since 2:30. Yeah. We started to count at 2:30. Now let's talk about at, on, and in again, but we're going to be talking about their understanding when we're talking about places, right? Places. We use at when we're talking about specific addresses. At. Right? Grammar English lives at 55 Boretz Road in Durham. That's an address. Address, a specific place. We use on to designate names of streets or avenues. Her house is on Boretz Road without being specific about the number on Boretz Road. And we use in for land areas, big or small. Okay, like towns, countries, states, counties, continents. She lives in Durham. Durham is in Windham County, and Windham County is in Connecticut. You see, in, because we're talking about big pieces of land. Okay, so here you can find some words that don't need to use a preposition. Yeah, I am in bed. I am at class. I am on the bed. You see, but those are some list of things that they can use that preposition because they're very common. There are some of them that have no preposition. You don't say I am at downstairs, or on downstairs, or in downstairs. You say I am downstairs, right? Or I am downtown, the center of the city. I am downtown. I am inside. You don't say I am inside, because that's redundant. Outside, or upstairs, or uptown. Uptown is the part of the city where the people live, and downtown is the part of the city where the people work. Right? Got it? They don't need preposition. Okay, so prepositions of movement. We're trying to organize two when it means movement, or sometimes we don't even need a preposition. Like, we use to in order to express movement towards a place. They were driving to work together. You see, they're going to work. They're moving from this location to another location. We use to. Toward or towards are also helpful prepositions to express movement, because they talk about movement, and they're the same things, just two different spellings for the same idea. We're moving toward the light. There's a big step towards the project's completion. You see, it means movement. And with the words home, downtown, uptown, inside, outside, downstairs, upstairs, as you saw before, no preposition. Grandpa went upstairs. You don't say went to upstairs. Or Grandpa went home. You don't say he went to home. You don't say I am at home. That's not correct. You say I am home. I go home. Or he went home. Remember that. Yeah, I don't have a reason for that. It just, that's how they say it. Prepositions with nouns, adjectives, and verbs. Sometimes the prepositions are so together with other words that they're one word now. You always have to say this with the approval of, awareness of, belief in, concern for, confusion about. You don't say confusion of. No. Desire for, or fondness for, grasp of, hatred of, hope for, interest in, love of, need for, participation in, reason for, respect for, success in, and understanding of. There's one more. Depending on, or depends on. Don't say depends of. It's not correct. Depend on. Right? Adjectives and prepositions. You are afraid of. You're angry at. Right? You're aware of. Capable of. Careless about. Familiar with. Fond of. Happy about. Interested in. You're jealous of. That's made of. You're married to. Not married with. You're married to. You're proud of. Similar to. You're sorry for something. You're sure of something. You're tired of. And you're worried about. Okay? Some verbs. You apologize for. You ask about. Right? Or you ask for. You ask about if you want information, and you ask for when you were talking about people, right? Or in a store when you're asking for a package. They belong to, bring up, care for, find out, give up, grow up, look for, look forward to, look up, make up, pay for. Right? You prepare for, you study for, you talk about, you think about, you trust in, you work for, and you worry about. Remember what I told you. You depend on. Okay. I hope this helps you solve some of the questions you have with prepositions. My best advice is that you listen and repeat. Listen and repeat. That's the best way you can do it. Right? Okay, I'll see you later. Good luck with your test.